Hey, good Friday morning, Western Region Managers. Jay Brad here. And this is August the 30th, and it's that time of year when we have a lot of reps transferring back and forth, or not back and forth, but from their original office that they started in the summer to going off to school. Okay, there's not a written policy on how this should be approached. I have my personal view on this, and I just wanted to share it, and hopefully um, uh, people can kind of adopt something similar to this, if not this exact thing. So generally speaking, when someone moves into my territory, first thing is I want to get an introduction to them. I don't want the manager just to say, hey, here's a rep in your area, call them. I prefer if the original manager makes an introduction, and even just a three-way text message is all that's really necessary on that. But I'd like to get that introduction. If the original manager is flaking and not doing it, it's better to go ahead and reach out to them than not. But the introduction is the best way to do it. The second thing I'll say is, generally speaking, not generally speaking, I never send in a transfer like right when they first show up, right? I see managers do this all the time. You know, they show up in an office on a Tuesday afternoon or a Thursday or Saturday, whatever, and they say, hey, I just moved into your area. You know, and the manager, okay, great, and they open up Vector Connect and they transfer them, okay? That doesn't make the rep feel right, and it's not even the right way to do it, period, right? General rule of thumb, 2 team meetings and 1 order. Okay, I need them to come to 2 team meetings and get 1 order that still counts for their original manager before I transfer them. Okay, now if I gave them the lead, a local person that called into the office or something, then that's a little bit different scenario. Okay, and even if I've been calling them every single day for PDI for 2 weeks and they finally get on the phone and sell something, I don't want to take credit for that order, right? I wouldn't even have this rep in my office as a body at a team meeting to create energy if it wasn't for the original manager. So I always want to make sure the original manager at least gets the first order back. And sometimes it's painful because maybe it's a homemaker set. But generally speaking, now if they've been in your office for 4 weeks or 5 weeks and then they get an order, yeah, I probably would transfer them, at that point. But generally speaking, it's about 2 weeks and 1 order, okay? Or 2 weeks or 1 order, but 2 weeks is really the most important thing. 2 team meetings, right? Not just 2 weeks, 2 team events. I want them in the office. If they have class during your team meeting, but they're coming in at another time for a phone jam or for a workshop or for just some one-on-one time, then 2 weeks working with them. But I want to be working with them for at least 2 weeks before I drop a transfer. Okay, and that's to also protect you, because more often than not, I've seen this happen. It backfires on managers. Someone comes in and they sold 15,000 for the summer, and they're all excited to get them in their office, so they transfer them right away, and then they have an order from like the end of the summer, a push period, or the end of the summer, they're trying to get an All-American or something like that, and an order returns, right? And the new manager is stuck with the negative, right? You get the negative, by the way. Even if the order was sold in somebody else's office, they get a negative. You get the new manager gets the the negative. So it also is a little bit of a protection from that potentially happening as well. That's my thought on the transfer protocol. Okay, adapt it if you like. I'd love that to be a kind of a region unwritten policy, but we want to make sure we take full advantage of these transfers, because I just see them getting screwed up a lot. I guess the last thing I'll say on this, if I'm a sending manager, okay, if I've got a rep going to somewhere, if they're anywhere close to another office, even if I don't think the other manager's as good as me, or I don't care that, right? It's always better for people to feel like we're not holding on to them because we love their CPO, right? We want to always take the attitude that, hey, it's best for you to be involved in that local office. If there's not a lot going on in the local office, then they can be a leader, right? They can be somebody who can assert their influence, right? If there's a very exciting local office that they're going to, then that's great for them too. No matter what the scenario is, it's going to be really great for them either way. All right. So just some thoughts. Hopefully this will be accepted and you guys will like it. Okay. See ya.